Yeah. Oh my God.
Hello,
You're welcome. What's up?
hello. Nice. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm super excited to see you on this live session.
Yeah, for
I'm glad
sure.
to see
No,
you.
I saw your channel. I see you're doing good things, so definitely excited and here to support in any way.
Uh,
So go
my
ahead and ask all about my secret sauces, man.
Yeah, I think the first thing is to introduce ourselves to the world.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, actually,
Yes. Go ahead.
I am Lima Smith. I am a musician, a music producer, an artist, and anything music. I mean, that's where I.
Cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
people would like to know more about you too.
Yeah. I'm Archer. I go by Art. I think I started doing music about 12, 13, like 13 years ago. And I've been making music just for my own, recording my own friends, in high school making beats and all of that. And all my friends kind of grew up and went to their universities, but I stuck around to it, you know what I mean? Kept them making beats and just love music, you know what I mean, for the love of it. And then one day my fiance actually told me, "Hey, why don't you start a channel? Why don't you start posting stuff on Instagram?" I was never a social media guy, never on Instagram, never like anything like that. And then I was like, "Okay, fine." So I started posting little small videos, just like with this angle, except I was like this backwards and just playing beats, and that's it. It was awful. I had no acoustic panels, nothing. And then and then I just realized that there's a community, there's a community of like-minded people, other producers, and they're all doing the same thing. And I was like, damn, like I kind of fell in right in the same pool as everybody else. So and then I started posting more often, a little bit more often, then changed my angle. Then one of my good friends, Unorthodox Beats, he's still out there. He suggested that I show my face once. And I was like, okay, fine. So I started doing little memes, so half my face, then a little bit forward, my full face, then talking to the camera, and then I started posting every day. And then I started working with companies, and I started working more music, and I just on and on and on, and here I am, man. And
That's
for
amazing.
two,
We are here.
for
We are here.
for 2 years
Oh my
straight,
God. Oh my
I've been
God.
posting every day, and sometimes more than once, and just growing, man. I love sharing content. I love sharing music. I love working with companies. I love reviewing products. I love getting products. So everything is a blessing, man.
Oh my God. That's actually amazing.
Yeah,
And I'm glad to have you on this community. The
yeah.
industry is glad to have someone like you. It's good to have someone like you in the music space.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad
Yeah,
to be here. I'm glad that people are welcoming me the way they are. Yeah,
definitely.
so it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we have a lot of things to talk about, but we're gonna make it short, you know.
Uh,
And the first thing I have on my table right here, I got a couple of questions from a lot of people. Some people came to my DM, some people sent me an email and stuff like that. So I would like to just talk about those stuffs on this talk shop right now. So, and the first question is, as technology rapidly advances, where do you see the line between human creativity and AI generated music? And how should the industry navigate the shift?
well, look, I know there's a lot of controversy with AI, and people are saying, fully turning their face against it and saying no, AI is replacing music. I personally don't think so. I think AI is a great step towards music and helping musicians. I found a lot of ways that it can actually help artists, and I think generate ideas, even for people who can't afford mastering, although it's not the best mastering from the mastering engineers that I've heard. It's still decent, it can get you there. Of course, you can use this as an example to practice and master your own tracks. So I don't think there is running away from it, man. I think in general, you either run away or stick around. You know what I mean? It's like, and might as well stick around because otherwise you're just going to be left behind. And I think
Hmm.
there's so many tools. There's so many tools that can be helpful. Yes, you don't have to. I'm not telling you generate a song, post it, create a channel. That's you. That's not genuine, right? But I think AI is there to assist us. Use it conservatively and use it to the amount that you actually need to. But I think in the future, man, I think it's just gonna get better, and maybe some parts will suffer in the music industry, maybe like automatic mastering or something like that.
Hmm.
But
I
it'll
think we
never.
have that already.
Yeah. but I think it'll get to the point where it might even do better than
Go
some
over, bro.
mastering engineers, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. It might even get better because right now it's like they're doing good, but it's a lot of see right now with AM mastering, it's not actual mastering, it's like templates.
Hmm.
What you
Hmm.
do, so it's like when you upload your music, it's already pre-made mastering by engineers, and it just fits your song into that template, and it
Exactly.
tells you that it's mastering, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think a lot of that right now is templates. It's not actual AI yet. So I think when the real AI starts to implement, like, listen to your track and it actually hears what needs a little boosting and everything and doesn't just squash your mix into a
Yeah,
template,
bro.
I think it'll get better. But in general, we're not going away from live music. I love live music. I love going to live shows, and I think AI will never replace that. So that
Definitely.
love for music and connection and collaborative movement with everybody, it's not going away. It's gonna stick, and I think that's where the humanity will stay strong, and
Hmm.
robots won't overtake us. So
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like you
yeah,
just killed it right now.
for
Like
sure,
everybody has to know this because there are a lot of vinyl controversy. Everybody like, oh my god, this AI thing is gonna make everybody like. You want to make everybody just go and sleep and let's just keep the music. AI
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
replace humans. Definitely, it can. It's not possible.
Yeah,
It's not
it's never
possible.
gonna replace humans. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of
I'm
course, it's
still
just to make our works easier. Like, let's take it to the music production space right now. We have the stem splitter, we have the so there are some tools you right now. There are some plugins we use to like spice up our mix and to make it more faster. Like before, like about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if I'm like to split a song that has been already mastered, maybe
yeah,
Wave or MP3, like you have to suffer to do that. After bypassing all the frequency, you're still not going to get that,
for, for
You're still not going to
sure.
get that done. It's not possible.
Exactly. No,
But
you
now I
got
can
it.
just click on my FL Studio or probably Logic Pro, just everything is separated.
Yeah, yeah.
Just five
Yeah,
seconds, it's
it's
gone.
like I said, it's
Like,
getting better, and it's gonna keep getting
definitely.
better every year with
So
every
it's just to
update.
make it more faster and better. Oh my god, that's actually good.
Sure.
I love this so much. So, and I think the next question I have right here is what's the first spark of inspiration or thoughts process you tap into when starting a new project? What's like
And it comes with music, right? In general, music. I mean, I think the first thing is I just pick up something that makes sound. I mean, I have a bunch of guitars here. I have five right here. I have a bunch of equipment here. I have my Moog and different keys are there. I have pedals that you just press one note and it'll start looping stuff and making crazy stuff. Like those like hologram. I think hologram pedals. I think is what they called. Those are my idea starters. I start with pressing a note, dialing up a melody, and then right there, that's when the inspiration comes. Sometimes I'm like walking towards the studio, I'm like, you know what I want to do? I want to sample something and I want something vintage. So I'll go on YouTube and I might look up like a maybe a vinyl old style record that I can, let's say, take and flip and make into something else. I've been lucky that I've never really been like sort of music burnt out. I've been doing this for a long time, but there's so many ways to get inspired, so many instruments to sort of just discover and try, that it's just been the process has been quite easy to start. It's not a
sometimes
problem to
just the sound
start.
of birds. Has that ever happened to you?
So, sorry, one more time.
The sound of birds.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I just
Exactly.
get sparked somehow.
Exactly. I mean, me, new music producer, sometimes I hear my refrigerator make a sound. I was like, oh, it's kind of got a beat to it.
Definitely.
It's endless. There's so many things, and if you want to make music, it's unlimited options. You can always make it. I think the harder part is more deeper into the process of
Hmm.
music. Like finding a matching melody, getting something into the right key, finishing a song. Making sure that you don't have clashing frequencies. Sometimes you just can't pinpoint, but something is extra and you can't find it. Those are the bigger problems that I have, let's say, with EQ and phasing issues and stuff like that. And those technical issues and finishing the track and putting it into one full thing, I think that was harder than starting for sure for me.
Oh my god. So the process of making it something is more like it's more deep than starting it.
For sure. And that's why I feel like sometimes that's why I don't really work a lot with loops and other pre-made samples made by other people, although I love that idea and I've done a lot before. But just because I don't know, I just sometimes I just find it hard to, put in my own touch to it. Yeah, you can put drums and everything, you might add a synth, but I really love starting from the full bottom when my full energy is in it and I know I literally feel it inside where it's going. And the entire time I'm sitting, I'm just like this, and it's like I'm picking things that are just like out there and I'm just like, okay, let me try this, let me try this. And then eventually it becomes into something. But unfortunately, I don't finish a lot of it. A lot of it I don't. Some a lot of it I do. But at the end of the day, I think starting is not the main issue.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You just killed it.
Yeah,
Oh my God, you
glad.
just killed it right now. And I'm glad to have you on this live stream. Definitely. And the next question right here is, do you think producers, yeah, I got this from one email and it's so funny. Like I think that person has an issue with putting tags on beats and stuff like that. Do you think producers use beat tags primarily as a form of branding or as a way to protect their work from authorized use, similarly to like copywriting and stuff like that? Do you think like what's the main purpose of putting tags?
B tags. Well, look, I think it adds an extra touch of personality to your track. If you have a beat tag that speaks to you, let's say, and that perfectly fits into the beat. To be honest, when I let's say go on BeatStars and I listen to beats, even my beats. I don't have a custom beat tag, so if anybody's listening, if they want to give me one, please do. But I don't have a custom beat tag, so whenever I listen to a BeatStars beat, it's always like beatstars.com, and it ruins the vibe because it doesn't fit in with my beat. That's why I obviously listen on like Google Drive or something like that. But if I want to show it to somebody, right, it's like the tag is just it's kind of in the way it doesn't fit. So I think a beat tag, if used properly and if made properly, I think it can even make your track like bump more. You know what I mean? Like especially if you add it right before the drop. First of all, you choose where you want to put it, right? So that's cool. And then you can just make it as part of a drop, something really cool. So I really like custom beat tags. It makes me feel like even sometimes fulfills the beat a little bit more.
Hmm,
And of course, another layer is to protect yourself, right? It's your signature that you can't unprint. Stem separators can't really even take that apart.
definitely.
It'll just, so I mean, if you really want to go that hard to steal somebody's beat to work on taking that off, then you have a problem, I think. Like it's a don't try to steal. That's it,
Oh
right? But
my God.
beat tags are in many ways are protecting. They can spice up your track. They can make something even more melodic. And honestly, I need to get myself a custom beat tag now that I think about it.
Hmm.
Hey,
Wow,
there
like
you go.
this is so amazing.
Ah,
This is
cool.
so
I'm glad I
amazing.
can
Like you
help,
just
man.
nailed it right now.
Cool, cool,
You
cool,
nailed
man.
it. Like so it can be used. We put it for a lot of purposes, like to spice up a beat. Like sometimes you just do some things you feel like I don't want to put some drum rolls. Like I don't for this transition, I don't want to put some drum roll. You just put your beat tag. If it works,
Yeah,
it's fitting, you're good to go sometimes.
yeah.
And at the same time, people will recognize you more, like, especially for upcoming producers.
That's another thing. That's another
Recognition.
thing. Sometimes if I listen to if somebody posts a bunch of beats, sometimes I recognize that when I see a producer's face, I was like, oh, the beat tag. That's
Exactly.
catchy. That's a
And
catchy one.
definitely, most of producers will be like, I don't know the producer, like, I don't know them physically, like, but you know the name. You've heard the name before, like, a lot of
Exactly.
producers out there, you might not really know them on social media, you might not really know their handle, but you've heard them on their records, like, you heard them on Beyonce's song, Rihanna, and stuff like that, it's easier
Exactly.
for you.
Think
It's
about it.
easier.
Like if you've driven a car and you listen to a radio, every company has a little jingle that somehow like you just get away, you're walking and you're singing that jingle to yourself. So it's like it's something part of that, right? It's the identifier that makes something,
Authentic.
stick to that creator. So I mean, beat tags are great. So I suggest creating your own, getting customized with it and creative. It's all a plus for me.
Definitely. Oh my God, this is amazing. You just nailed it.
Awesome,
Oh
man.
my God, I think I'm glad to and without further ado, if you have any question on this live stream, you just drop it down in the comments so we can just address that. We are almost done with our questions right here, just like save our time. I think we have about two questions left before we write it
Cool.
up.
Awesome. No, for
Yeah.
sure.
Based on intellectual property, we are creative and at the same time we are trying to like protect our works. So this question comes from that angle you get, what changes would you like to see in how the industry protects intellectual property and ensure fair use in the age of digital content and social media? You can just go online right now and just download a bit on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, it's your due diligence. So obviously, if you are putting your beat on YouTube, and just putting it out there, you don't have much control over who's going to take. You're putting that beat at that risk, right? I mean, unless you have that, what I would usually recommend is first posting that beat somewhere on a legitimate like platform like BeatStars, right? Because then, or even through DistroKid or Collab House are great distributors that you can put your song and it will imprint your song to a certain ID, right? And then that ID will stick to your track and will identify it. So when you do that, you protect your beat already. So you can put it on YouTube, and then I think BeatStars offers like Beat ID or something, right? That can actually look into these platforms and based on this ID, sort of just pick it up and analyze your song and see who's using it and then give you the annual report. The good news is that all the platforms, including YouTube and including Spotify and all these platforms, they're very in support for protecting people's work. So
Hmm.
there, if somebody complains, from everything that I've heard from people who had their beats stolen, what I've heard at the end of the day is that Spotify and all these platforms, they will turn towards you and help you. They won't turn their head away and just ignore it. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I mean, yeah, and it might not even hurt you a little bit, right? Like, let's say that beat got stolen and it has no views, it doesn't hurt you in any way. But in some cases, it might, right? It might. Some I've seen cases also where a famous actor, like even a loop, right? Some producer forgot to clear the loop, made a beat, and then added his own stuff, and then sold the beat, right? And then that loop was the one that's not credited, and then that song went platinum, right? And then even in that situation, at the end of the day, when you contact the manager of the artist, you will get credited. So I think everybody here is in the same boat. If you're a good person, you're not going to steal somebody's beat. If you're not in a budget to buy that beat and you really love it, you can always negotiate with the producer, you know what I mean, and talk to them. We are just normal people and we can understand the situation. But I think everybody is in support of this, and I think if you do your due diligence and protect your beat and sort of do that stuff before just freely posting it everywhere and giving it out, then I think you should be good. And I think that's what you should keep doing. And I think the more platforms evolve, like BeatStars, right? They added this Beat ID sort of thing, right? And the people are stepping forward, the companies are stepping forward to protect you as much as possible, so you can use their platform and feel safe about it. You know what I mean? So that's
Hmm.
what I think. I think it's going in the good direction, and everybody's in the same boat to protect
Oh
everybody's
my
work. You know.
God. Oh my God. That was so amazing. Like you just explained everything. You nailed it already. Oh
Cool.
my
Yeah,
God. I
that's,
think my
that's
next
just
question, I
genuinely
think
what
we
I
have,
think.
we have some questions right here, right now, but I wouldn't like to just delay you. We have a lot of things to talk about. So let me just ask this last question
Yeah, yeah,
and
for
we are
sure.
good to go. What do you think is the biggest challenge facing the music industry today, and how can artists, producers, and label collaborate to overcome it?
What is the biggest challenge in music? So is it just particularly for artists?
Let me say the music industry in general, probably artists too.
I I mean, I think the most challenging thing is just getting music out there. I think 80,000 songs that get released every day. Once every day, 80,000 songs on Spotify get released. I mean, how can it not be hard to get your music heard? You know what I mean? So, and I think the most challenging part is to realize that it's not just releasing your music and hoping you get thousands of streams, right? That's not gonna happen unless you're
It's not
super
a magic.
talented and you just, right? And it's like what people have a hard time realizing is that with being an artist, you'll have to adapt certain things like social media,
Hmm.
like posting, like getting good at content creation and posting something that people can stick to and relate to, you know what I mean? Sharing stuff. Let's say to create fans, you create behind the scenes videos just for them. You know what I mean? Just make this like sort of, even if the paywall is free, but you still create this community between other people who follow you, so you can share with them your process of getting to the song, right? So people can understand you and relate to it and listen to your track more, right? It's like building the super fans. I think it's also very challenging, and I think people are really overlooking the fact that, you know, that social media is not powerful or something, or they
Hmm.
don't need social media, right? Because, but I mean, I understand it's hard. You already work so hard in the music. You already go to your mixing engineer, you go to your mastering engineer, you go to your distributors. Sure, you might put up an ad here and there, you know what I mean? But that's just putting money in. And there's so many free ways to actually promote your music that I think some artists are just overlooking or maybe not staying consistent enough. And I think the consistency of promotion and sort of getting yourself out there as a person, not just an
Hmm.
artist, is the most challenging part in the music industry for artists, at least.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I think
Hmm.
a lot of artists on this live stream will learn that social media is one of the powerful tools they have to like take up right now.
Absolutely.
Because even the real superstars that we have now don't joke with social media right now.
You don't, and think about it. Like even with the brands that I work, right, with companies that I work, like my good friend Justin Brown. I think he's still watching. I'm not sure if he's here, but he brought up a very good point. He said, look, before companies they had to hire space, they had to hire equipment, like rent equipment, they had to hire a filming crew, they had to hire, you know, they have to cancel the day from their work to get paid to actually go and film an ad for the product, right? They had to do all of these things, rent space and everything to film one video. Now, what you can do is you can reach out to a content creator, right? They have the space, they have the studio, they have, if they have the skills to edit a good video, they have everything, and it's right there. That's
Oh my,
social media. So that's how much easier it's gotten for everybody to sort of promote things, you know, and how much more money saving it is and everything like that. So social media, I mean, it's becoming probably the number one tool you can't overlook. You gotta go there because you automatically have access to millions of people. You know
definitely,
what I mean? At no
definitely.
charge. You know, so
Oh my God. Oh
yeah.
my God. You're releasing a secret right now. Like this is a secret. A
Yeah,
lot of
for
artists
sure.
don't really know this. They just believe I'm talented and that's all. Oh my God. I don't have to like know everything. I don't have to like show my face. No, you're dying inside the room, right? You
Yeah,
know,
to be
you
honest,
have to
I
just get
haven't
in.
seen, like, maybe like there's one that I can think, but like I haven't seen a very talented artist who has millions of streams who doesn't have a social media and who doesn't post often.
No way.
I haven't seen it.
It's not
Show me. Maybe
possible.
they're, I don't know. Maybe I've missed them. I haven't seen them. Maybe, you know, but it's very, you just gotta be. It's either performing live so people get to know you, right? Like DJs and everything like that. And you got to tour and all that. And you got to
Mhm.
tour quite often, or it's social media, right?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
think
it's a
that's the
big
hardest
thing
part,
right
you
now.
know,
It's a big thing right now. I'm glad to
for
like have you
sure.
in this talk shop. And I think we have a few questions. We are going to answer just a few of them. And the first question we have right here is, how do you handle criticism or negative feedback on your work? Hmm. Hmm.
I block them. No, I'm kidding. Look, no, I'm
It's
kidding.
a
But
con,
what?
right? It's a
Yeah.
con. You out there, right?
No, no, no. I definitely never. I try not to. I mean, if there's absolute haters that are just hating for absolutely no reason, then I'm not gonna waste my time on them, right? It's just I'm not giving that energy to them. But I honestly, I haven't had really a lot of hate, to be honest, or criticism. There might have been some disagreements. Let's say I do these interviews, right, with producers here in Toronto, and I've gotten comments where somebody, let's say, doesn't agree with their opinion or something, right? And I would just take the approach from them, right? Like their approach. I was like, hey, I see what you're doing. I see where you're coming from. I understand. Like, you know, try to put yourself in their shoes first, and then try to understand and see where, you know, where they're coming from. And once you sort of take that approach without sort of getting offended or, just try to get defensive right away and just kind of try to talk to them and communicate through it, right? And just try to give them, maybe don't say, hey, you're wrong, I'm doing this, but maybe like, hey, well, I see this answer from this perspective. Why don't we, I think this perspective also makes sense. By, hey, thank you so much for your input. Thank you for your comment. Awesome. You know what I mean? That's it. So I'm just trying to turn every negative energy into a positive one. And I'm only looking for positive energy on my channel, no haters or anything like that. And if you have problems with anything, just message. I'm more than welcome to talk to you. There's plenty of times where I message the person in private and be like, hey man, why don't we chat about it? And I've even gone on calls before and chatted through it. And then, and after that they come back and they just become regular followers, you know what I mean, who actually enjoy my content and now understand me from a different perspective.
Oh my God. And I think for creative works, everybody listen listen to music in different perspective. Oh my God, I think we should put more reverb, especially for mix. I think we should put more reverb on this. And I just want to make it dry. I just want to add
Yeah.
that. It's just about different perspective. Sometimes I just believe
Listen,
critics
with music.
sometimes
Mhm.
sometimes they judge based on their perspectives.
Yeah. No, with music, don't listen to anybody. If it sounds good to you, you
You're
already made it, honestly,
good.
because even Rick Rubin, I'm a huge follower of Rick Rubin and his philosophy. I mean, I've read his book multiple times already, and it's really you're really making music for yourself
Mm.
because if you're not gonna like it, it doesn't like it doesn't mean that somebody else won't like it. They're just post the music that you like, and eventually the audience will find you, and people who resonate with you will stick around. And I think a lot of music that I've enjoyed the most, I haven't even shared with the world, and I don't regret it for a second. You know what I mean? Because that enjoyment of creation and that sort of practicing that creative muscle is what I'm looking for, and
Mm.
that's what I enjoy the most. So don't be, don't listen to other people. If you like it, post it, enjoy it, and just create. That's all I would say.
Sure. Oh my God, this is amazing, and I'm super glad. I'm super excited to have you on this talk show.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I'm
to
super
be here.
excited to have you on this talk show. And without further ado, let's just introduce ourselves again. I am Leoma Smith, and I'm a music producer, and we have.
And we have Arts Prod. I'm also a music producer, content creator. Hit me up, talk music. I post every day. Come through and follow some gems. I give tips and logic. I do interviews. I do plugin reviews. I do entertainment and memes and all that. So if you wanna stick around for some some good content, hopefully, then hit that follow and follow me on my journey.
As you can see, Asprod is like he's a legend in this game,
Yeah.
and it's someone you have to follow. It's someone like you have to build a community, and this is what we're having right now. This is what we're having right here. It's amazing to see you on this live. I'm super excited to see you on
Yeah.
this live stream.
Well, I'm happy
Yeah,
to join. Hopefully, we gave some value to somebody at least. I'm happy to do this again sometime in the future. So don't
definitely.
hesitate to reach out
Oh my
and
God,
thank
and I think we are
thank you
good
everybody
together.
who joined this stream. All right, have a good one.
Oh
Thanks so
my God,
much.
thank you very much. Yeah,
All right,
bye.
cheers. Goodbye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All right, so that's it. Oh my God, I am Leoma Smith, and I am a music producer, an artist, a content creator, and anything music, I'm here for that. If you're a music producer, you're a content creator, you love to make anything related to music, you can just hit me up. You can send me an email. There's an email in my bio. You can just check that out, or probably you just send me a message on Instagram. You can be the next person I'm hosting on this live, and you can check my YouTube channel. I have two YouTube channels, and you can follow me on Instagram too. Thank you, and thanks for joining.